Welcome back to Sacred Lux Oracle. I hope everyone is having a fantabulous evening. I just wanted to tap in with the collective this evening, see if there were any messages that I could share with you guys. Hopefully there's confirmations. If you are finding this video, hopefully you can find something that resonates with you in this video. If not, it's not for you. Don't take it too personal, but let's get into this and see if there's any messages that Spirit wants us to know. It's Saturday. It's what? 9:31 Eastern Time. Wedding day. So someone is in a season where they are going to have to make a serious decision. They're going to have to make a very serious commitment, a very serious change that is going to either make them or make them stronger. It's not a break in the situation, because anything and everything that you experience is only going to help you get to where you are going. It's only going to help you get to the next destination that you need to get to be able to step into your most highest self. But someone is about to come into a season where it's time for them to make a very serious decision. And that decision is going to affect them for the next 5 to 10 years. Ex-drama. Court date. And misunderstood. So when you guys have to make this important decision, there are going to be situations, familiar situations, experiences, people that are going to be popping up. And some of those individuals may be from your past. They may have similarities of your past. That could look like certain personality traits, certain characteristics, something to help you make you feel like it's familiar. You could be trauma bonding. You could be going to trauma bond. You could be in a situation where you feel that familiar feeling, so you think that it's home base, but in reality, it's just taking you back to a space where you felt like that was what love may look like. And I'm hearing that you no longer accept that type of energy. You no longer resonate with that type of treatment. You have outgrown allowing individuals to give you bare minimum things, bare minimum feelings. So that is something that you're not about to continue to accept. So if you were in a season where you are, you've been dating yourself, you've been by yourself, you've been in what feels like solitude, and you're feeling like, I need to have a social life. I'm not saying that I necessarily need to date somebody else, but I would like to be around other people. It's been a minute. I've been just loving on myself, but I'm kind of ready to step out of my shell. Well, then what I'm hearing is you are going to find yourself being put in situations that are going to cause triggers. They could be positive triggers. They could be triggers that may look like they're negative, but in reality, it's just learning lessons. And it's giving you an opportunity to utilize the new tools that you have developed, you have equipped yourself with, to be able to see if you've really learned a certain lesson. You really, really, really have to use your discernment in the season that you were walking into, because you are going to find some nostalgic circumstances that you're going to encounter. And it's going to make you wonder, does this mean this person's the one? Does this mean this? Does this mean that? And you're going to have to really pay attention to how their character is and how they make your spirit feel overall. Because if it's making you feel like this, more than it's making you feel like this, they're not the one. It's definitely a energy that you can match on a higher frequency that you deserve for yourself. You know, sometimes we get into seasons where, tired of being disciplined. You kind of feel like your life is boring and all you're doing is being serious, whether that's being a mom, going to work, trying to get yourself to the next, goal or whatever your highest self is trying to achieve. And you feel like you don't have a social life or you don't have any fun in your life or you're barely doing certain things. And that could be for so many different reasons. But however, why ever you are in that season, sometimes you start craving for a connection. If you're not careful, if you are not truly, standing on business with that discipline, and I'm not dealing with anybody, I'm only dating myself, you can get put into some pretty desperate situations, some pretty vulnerable situations really quickly, just on the strength of, oh, I haven't felt this, so it's this excitement, and it can put you in situations that you may not be ready to deal with long term. But in this season, you have gotten to the point where you are on a frequency where you are attracting more and more love. And that is because you are putting that love into yourself. So if you were concerned that, oh, I'm going to attract things that were no good for me back then, you wouldn't have gotten this far to come this far to be able to put yourself in certain situations. You're not even turned on or have an interest. A person doesn't even look good anymore if you're seeing that they're emotionally unavailable. You're seeing that they come with disrespect. You're seeing that they don't have certain goals for themselves. You're seeing that they operate on a lower vibration. That's not even attractive to you. And when I say attractive, it's not about looks, right? It's about, now that you're at a point in life where you know who you are, you've gone through some things, and you feel like, I know what I deserve. And I may not know everything that I do want, but I definitely know what I don't want because I've gone through enough nonsense. When you get to that point, you're not going to attract certain things anymore. And don't get me wrong, as you continue to pour into your celebration and you elevate to a higher frequency, what do they say? It's only at the top. You're not going to easily attract certain individuals. And, some people tell you basically to settle. You're never going to meet this person like this, you're this person like that. And that may be true. You're never going to meet your perfect person. But I do truly believe, it is a perfect person for you. Someone that you're going to be able to feel safe in the energy with. You're going to be able to feel like they meet the things that make you want to continue to choose them just like they continue to choose you. I feel like everybody can get that to a certain degree if that's something that you truly want for yourself. But I feel like you have to do that internal work to be able to attract someone that is opposite, or is, I'm not even going to say opposite, who mirrors your most highest self. If you want to date on that frequency, you have to really be putting in the work. You can't be playing around. You can't be worried about the wrong stuff. We don't have time for that. You have to seriously be truly investing into yourself. Giving yourself that tender love and care, because if you're not giving it to yourself, how are you supposed to know how it's truly going to feel? Nobody is going to be able to love you no more than you are able to love yourself. But by the love that you radiate for yourself, I promise you people will mirror. You have to believe that certain things can happen for you before they happen. In our realm, seeing is not believing. You have to believe it before you see it. As you believe it, guess what? What is happening internally is going to manifest externally. You have to believe it for yourself. But I didn't think I was only going to be able to pull 4 cards, but I feel like this was a learning lesson at some point. So I don't really want to continue on with the message. I'm probably going to pull some more cards for an actual reading, but I'm going to leave this where it's at. But if this resonated with you, leave a comment below. Make sure you hit the like button. And if you're not a part of the tribe, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Otherwise, I will talk to you guys later. Ciao.